Okay, what the fuck? Am I gonna stream tomorrow? Wednesday? We'll try. What is up with this? Honestly. Okay, that looked like a bug. And we're gonna stamp it into our Tutor stream. And we'll call it a TGA. Totes. Wires, what I'll call it. Okay, keep it? No, screw it. Okay. Ain't see the Zerg. What's up? Welcome. The hair in my face. Okay. Alright, Adam Bear. See you tomorrow, dude. Have a good sleep. Where were we? Okay. Let's set this to detail so we can actually see what the hell we're looking at. And we're gonna grab our wires. That is not in here. There it is. And since we're working at 1024 now at 2048, we'll change this to 1024. We'll select that, copy, close, no, paste on top of our layers, make that a screen layer and turn it down a little bit, and we can actually see where our texture actually finishes. So when we're making a new layer, we don't have a slight gradient that might eat up into the wireframe a little bit. We want to make sure that we're always we're always working a little bit outside of it, and never with a soft paint job like this that might kind of eat up into into the corners there. He doesn't have concept art. We're doing a tutor show, so this is a model from somebody from the community. And he's working on an Elder Titan model, and we're going to be helping him out with the textures today. And we're going to help him with the model for the headpiece for the crown, and the horns, and the UVs for those as well. Big bonus. A little cold in Iceland? Yep. Sounds about right. You have a lot of harsh shadows over here too. You have a layer for that? It's just your corrections. Getting to also your shadows are really soft, and they're kind of sparse and like a little bit all over the place. So see, like they get really heavy here, but then they go away, and it's getting a little muddy. That's what I like to call it. So let's dim those guys out. And your highlights, we'll keep them a little bit there, just as a guide. And we'll paint new stuff. And this is your brown color, which goes everywhere, which is fine, I guess, because the whole thing is supposed to be brown. So first let's set up the layers the way I set them up. I can't do fully the way I do it because you already have your ambient occlusion on the bottom and your color on top as it's a normal layer. Does it make sense? Oh, this is you have a pass-through going on there. Let me just make sense of your texture. Gonna merge these guys into a new AO, and we're gonna start a new folder. And this folder, we're gonna call it. What is this? Oh, your overlays. Okay, we'll go on top of that. Call this a diffuse layer. Make it red. And I usually make out another couple layers for our normals. And our layer for our AOs. And we'll color code those violet, green, and gray. And these are highlights. Okay, I'm not sure if we had those before. And this is our wire. So I'll set that up with a huge line across it, and we'll keep that at the very top always, so we can always turn it on. So we'll be all set for that. Okay, enemy. I see that. I see that. We'll take our new AO map up here. We'll make a duplicate and we'll keep this as our raw. In case we need to go back with it, always keep a backup of your initial bakes. In case you fuck something up, you're like, oh man, I don't have all those edits that we did that got fixed up, whatever. Just keep that as your raw, and we'll keep working on this one. Any changes we do to it. Okay, and our normals we can keep. This layer I just usually keep it at the bottom. So because this area up here is gonna get really busy in the texture map. We'll make a new folder that will be enemies PSD. So we'll put those guys in there. Okay. Oh wait, your AO base is on there too. Okay. Wait, where'd our normals go? Pull those guys out. Alright, alright. So next, we are gonna grab, we have the AOs done. We're gonna grab your brown texture. And you're doing a gradient. With the whites and the darks, okay. Okay, you guys can't see the settings. Oh, you can, no, you can't. Okay, there's an extra settings on here on the right that I'm looking at. But these are enemy stuff. Can you suggest a song change? Yes. Alright, so let's grab one of these browns that you're using. And we'll start a new layer. So we're gonna have a brown there at the bottom, which is our base. It's a little too saturated too, so we'll bring that down a tiny bit. Darken it a bit. Okay. And our ambient occlusion we have on top as a multiply layer at about 75% or so. It depends on how dark your texture is on your AO when it comes out. So I usually have it like at 40% or something like that, but I have really drastic colors on my ambient occlusion mask when I bake it out. Yeah, I usually put the AO on top. I mean, your way was working as well, but this way I can just keep adding things into the painting layers and go on top of the AO and then do highlights, and it seems to work. I don't know. I haven't really tried your way, but having all those color layers on top kind of throws me off a little bit. What's wrong with my voice? What is wrong with my voice? It's dry. My throat is dry. If that counts. Alright, so let's see what you did after this. You have your colors layer, so you're trying to add a little bit of red to the darks here. I think a little bit of yellow, a little bit of magenta to the shadows, and a lot of yellow to the highlights. Okay, well that's really saturating like everything all at once. It's getting pretty strong, so I'm not gonna use this layer. Then we have your green map. Which is another one of your gradients on top, okay. So it's getting really like, because you painted this I guess with a soft brush, so your soft brush is going really past some of these areas, so you're not getting a sharp cut on those sections. So what you want to do is you want to add a cut so that it's nice and sharp, and that if you want those things to be a little bit glowy, then you want to paint in the glow that's bouncing around some of the nearby objects, but not just do it with the same brush stroke on the same layer. You got to treat those things separately, and it's going to look a lot sharper when we put it into game and it gets downscaled and all those kind of things. Do a lot of artist model from ZBrush or ZBrush from scratch, or to start low poly. There's two ways to go about it. A lot of people like to just go into ZBrush and model out their super detailed stuff and then do like a retopo on top of that for the low poly. And other artists, including myself, like to do the low poly first. So you have your polygon. Wow, my throat is fucking dying. I think we streamed for a while and I was screaming a lot yesterday. And a lot of artists like to do the low poly first, so you know your poly count, you have your volumes perfect, you make a mid poly out of that, bring it into ZBrush, detail the crap out of it, and then bake to your low poly. And the volumes are usually, you know, just about right. You keep an eye on that, you change them a tiny bit, but you got all that stuff figured out, and you know your poly count, and you know where you have to put all the detail and where you couldn't put the detail. So those are the advantages of doing it that way, the second way. Alright, so let's see where you have this. So you have this totem kind of like cracked a little bit here and there. Some hieroglyphics and the gems. And the gems, see like you have some of this. I guess some of this brown is hitting into that looks. It still looks okay, I guess. But let's do it sharp. Let's do it a different way. The thing is, you're using a layer that really adds a lot of contrast to it too. And you have your overlays on top, I guess. They're doing all that highlighting. Let me see what happens if we duplicate that too. Yeah, so that layer, the gradients that you're using are doing your highlights at the same time, which I never do. I never work that way, so bear with me as I try to make sense of it. Then you did a color change on top. Your really bright oranges. And then a little bit of another shadowing on your gems. So I like what this layer is doing for the highlights. But I usually paint that on top, at the very top, so you can just actually paint that stuff in and out. I guess with these layers, you're just multiplying the underneath layer of your ambient occlusion, so you're stuck with that highlight wherever it is. If you want to paint something new, you gotta start a new layer on top, or go back to your ambient occlusion that's underneath and paint around that, which seems kind of weird. Because if you want to change those highlights, you would want to paint on top without changing the ambient occlusion too much. And also, if you're painting on top, you can choose different colors. You wouldn't be stuck with those gradients that you had, because you know those are the levels of gradients that you're working with. Period. Unless you start new layers and just change them on a larger scale, but you never get full control of what kind of colors you want on there. So I think that's why. I mean, I've never worked this way. I can see its advantages because you get some really nice color balances right out of one texture with the combination of the textures underneath that are the ambient occlusion, man. But I think you lose out on some other things that are important as well. So it does. I mean, this is not wrong by any means. This is actually really cool. I think you just lose out on some extra bits there at the end. You're at the mercy of your lead on what he taught you. Yeah, no worries, man. Like I said, I mean, it's not a wrong way to do it. It's just it's got minuses and pluses, and I'm not crazy about the pluses that you're missing out on. I don't think I have that song, Zerg. Sorry, man. But we can switch this out to something more mellow. Okay, let's see. Another thing that you should do as well is bake out a light map inside Maya or Sodtimage or whatever you're using, 3D Max, and set up some lights and just bake out the lighting information of the specular and a little bit of the light map on a grayscale, and then use that and make sure you have normal maps attached to that, so that you get a light map from the top, and it'll create a lot of your highlights for you, and then you just touch those up. Caravan Palace. All right, I'm down. Actually, I was gonna put Caravan Palace, and I was like, I don't want to scroll up. But here, we'll put it on, man. So I'll just use the highlights from your normal. Did you send me normal maps? You didn't. Can you send me your normal map so I can use it just as an example, and then you can do your own baked lighting and pretty up the highlights. But we can continue on just using the normals as for for as an example for now. So just can you email me that, please, and I'll work on something else while you send me that. Cool. Object normals, yeah, that's great. Green channel, which is the pointing up for most of the pieces or the parts for this mesh. And we're gonna try and use that for a little bit of our highlights. Baby dolphin on a teddy bear to the belt. Noted. This is Sodtimage, man. Alright, let's cut this up. Actually, we gotta look at the normal first. The greens that show up in Magnetus allow us to see which where the edges start coming out. So we can just estimate how much green we want to show on there. That's that weird little section. So we're just looking around the stone here and the parts where it meets the bark or whatever this totem's made out of. And that should be good enough. And then your cracks here. This will have to touch up later, I'm sure. Or you will. Because we're just gonna set you up to get started. I can't do this whole texture for you, man. Otherwise you're not gonna learn. I'm gonna do a little bit of each part, and then you can continue on and I keep going. And it'll be a huge learning experience for you. That looks like it should be a hole, I guess. So this is coming from your normal map. You probably want to define these parts a little bit better. Use a bit of a flattened brush in your ZBrush to solidify these guys and get those normals to start pointing flat in different directions, and you get a way better bake out of it, especially for low poly stuff, man. Oh god, there goes my phone. And I almost ran over it with my chair. I saw the ZBrush files for a bunch of files because I went around and I talked to all the character artists, one at a time, and I saw the Venom model before it came out. They were actually halfway through the Venomancer set, so there was that. Wait, Venom or what am I thinking of? Yeah, Venomancer, yellow dude. So they were fixing him up, and Shadow Fiend, and we saw the War Runner, we saw the ZBrush file for him. He was already out, but we saw that and the set that came out for him soon after that. I think that's all I can talk about. And a bunch of concept art for a lot of like heroes and how they changed, you know, with the evolution of them, and it was really cool. Hey Darkonia, yeah, go to labworkshop.com, man. Hold on, let me do the selection and I'll hook it. Or can somebody hook up Darkonia with the link, please? Actually, all you need to do is scroll down to the info below, and there's a new button there that we created for the Live Workshop website and our Facebook page and all our different pages, man. Just scroll down and check it out. Really easy, really easy. So I think this piece will look actually really nice as metal, maybe. And we'll make them more into like gold kind of color. Yeah, it'd be cool if they released what the concept art, man. They had a whole bunch of walls on it at the TI3. Some really awesome stuff. And we're gonna make 3 different folders for our different materials. So we're gonna have our gems, our metal. Alright, so for that layer, I just grabbed the normal map. That should be your lighting layer that you're gonna bake inside whatever 3D program you got. Set up some lights, bake out the lighting information, just the specular, and the lighting, and a little bit of and the shadows, of course, into your model on a grayscale, and then you bring that in here and you use that to light up, you know, mostly like the top part of the model, and kind of like fake a little bit of the specular. And then I put a mask on it so that it only happens on the green stuff for this layer. And then we can mess around with colors and all that stuff later. So if you wanted to add a bit more greens to it or blues or anything like that, you can just do that in here. We're gonna duplicate our ambient occlusion and put it inside of our gems, and just do it for our gem section. And it's already on multiply, so maybe make it an overlay, and we'll darken it a little bit, and we can add some colors to it, like some yellow, some red. Alright, so I mean, you start seeing a little bit more of the cleanness that I was talking about, a little bit of that sharpness that will come out of doing it this way. I mean, if you have even a better bake and a better and more flatter areas for your ZBrush, this stuff will come out even better. So you'll save a lot of time by being a little bit more doing things a little bit differently in ZBrush. Steve, where have I been, man? Where you been? We've been streaming kind of late, so you've probably been sleeping through our streams. Hey, Gutter Dota. I know, right? We started streaming at 2 p.m. I was actually wanted to stream at, well, the streaming schedule is off by an hour on the website, so anyone that was following that, I'm sorry, we're trying to fix that bug. It's an hour off, so we started streaming at 2, and, I mean, that's the earliest. I actually woke up, what, 1 o'clock or so? Or 12:30? Oh, excuse me. Oh. Hey, Vader. Vetter one? I think I got it. I learned this on my own, man. I'm self-taught. So see, already, I mean, ignore these guys, but, oh, I guess we can hide these two. Whoop. Already you can start seeing, I mean, we're gonna fade this more into burn it a little bit so that it's a better color than this just yellow. We'll saturate it a bit more too. But right off the bat, you can start seeing some better color combinations happening with the hair, with the brighter horns, with this kind of brown that we chose, the new lightning things that we're starting to do with the texture, as opposed to what you were going with first on your PSD. And things are coming across much sharper as well. You know, you're not getting a lot of like this muddiness that's coming through on a lot of those colors, a lot of those overlays that you did on all those layers. And you also have some really dark shadows around your edges, which are creating this even more contrast than you have already with the very saturated colors as well. So I think we're heading in a good space right now with this color scheme. Gutter still at work? Yeah! Fucking people's schedules. Live workshop, 2014. Enemy likes it. A man of few words. Alright, man. Cool. So I see your seam there because you're mirroring this whole piece, it looks like. Okay, so probably want to get rid of that seam right there. That's probably part of your AO mask. And actually, I actually think I know where it is, just by working on this a little bit. It's down here. So those kind of things, we actually should be changing those at the beginning before we start duplicating that layer and using them in different sections. So we're gonna grab that at 70. Yeah, you should work at 74, 73% smudge tool. And we're gonna bring those guys down and just push them past that your line, your UV edge, because this is gonna get down rest, and when it gets down rest, that edge actually gets eaten up and blurred. So you're gonna end up with that line even worse inside of Dota. So always push these guys out, man. Always push them out. Same with this guys. See all these lines here? Push like this. Push them out. Same with your gem. See, you have a huge seam happening there. No bueno. Or in true Spanish, no bueno, man, no bueno, no está bien. Same over here. You're cutting it super close to your edge. You gotta pull these guys out. So I'll just do this for one section, but I'll let you'll have to do it for the rest. Okay, make sure you pull this across all those guys, and then you're doing it for, I guess, this guy as well. So that's what I'm saying. Ideally, you want to do it on the one layer one time before you start duplicating and reusing that for like highlights and shadows and all those things, because your AO map is super useful to be used on many different things, not just the shadows. And it looks like we have another layer that's actually doing that too, so we gotta pull that guy across as well. Oh my god, this song sucks. Okay, what's the other layer doing that? It's our yellows? It can't be the yellows. Oh, it's the highlight that we added to the yellows. So actually, since we already did this much thing over there, we can just duplicate this layer and throw it on there. And bam, see? We got that going across all the way, which is awesome. Awesome. Alright, so for the highlights for this, we're gonna add some color to it. Let's split this highlights up as well. So we'll do one for the brown, put that underneath there. So these two will be, whoops. We'll keep this guys as orange, and we'll keep this guys as the yellow. Perfect. And then we just cut these guys out. And we'll also cut out the highlights for the brown, which are, well, I guess we don't because these are going over top, but we'll cut it anyway just to be safe. Good stuff. Okay, so for the highlights for the brown stuff, we're gonna give them a bit of a color. Bit more for yellow. A little red. Okay, that looks okay. So when we're doing that, because it's a flatter area, it's picking up a lot more of those that highlight across a large surface because it's nice and flat. It's very reflective. we'll just grab our brown and we'll desaturate it a bit more so we get back to the spot that we would like before. And then we can change some of these highlights on the yellow separately. And we can start in those reds that will really give it that metallic kind of burnt look. And even for the highlights of it, we can make those a bit blue maybe? No, that's gonna get too crazy. Not blue, not blue. We'll keep it a little red. Red's looking good. So we do a save and see, we check our model. And look at the colors that we're starting to get on here. We're starting to get some really nice burn effect on that metal. We gotta change this white on top. It's not looking good there. That shadow shouldn't be there, especially with metallic stuff. So let's see what's creating that. It's this guy. So it's coming out white. So let's see if we can do this manually. Grab a brush at maybe 40%. Start grabbing some colors down here. No, that's not really pushing through too well. Let's see if we can smudge some of this color into it then. Oh, before we start smudging too much actually. Let's lock our layer so no matter where we smudge, we never go past it. So that's really useful. So there we go, we're getting some of that color back in there. And I think we'll probably go in there and add even another highlight layer and kind of burn some of this orange back into it, because that orange is looking really nice. I really like that orange. So see, we already have a lot more control over our colors and our gradients and our darks and our highlights than that bar that you were using before, which I guess a lot of people use it in the industry, but I think you're missing out on more stuff than the huge advantage at the beginning. Because at the beginning you're like, oh sweet, look at, I'm getting all my darks a different shade of this green, and I'm getting or a stronger version of that dark, and I have all these different gradients in one layer, and it's super easy. But you're hanging yourself, man. It's not. I don't think it's a good way to go. All right, let's see if we can add some color to this. A little bit more, maybe. And maybe desaturate it. Actually, we actually want to saturate this a bit more than we actually want to. Because when we have the material in game, you're gonna want to grab the metallic version of the Mask 2. I think it's Mask 2. Mask 2 green channel? I forget. You'll have to look that up. But make it really metallic-y, and that's gonna desaturate a little bit and give it a really nice specular mask on it. And that's gonna make this look really nice. So make sure you make this a little more saturated than it would actually look in the diffuse. But in game, it's gonna look really nice, man. I'm telling you. Predicator, ¿cómo estás, man? Bienvenido al stream. Bienvenido. Le estoy ayudando a este cuate aquí, trabajando en un set. Le estoy haciendo la textura para que sea mejor y para que aprenda. Y para que aprenda todo el stream. So we're making this texture for our friend Enemy for his set of Elder Titan. And so hopefully he'll learn something and he'll be able to push this through to the rest of his items. And get into the Dota store. Can I make a rapier for Phantom Lancer or Phantom Assassin? I could, yes. I haven't really just made like one weapon and just kind of put that in. But that'd be kind of cool, I guess. If it was something special. I like to be more clever about it than just making a weapon that people use. Try to infuse it into a set. I think it's a better way to go, in my opinion. The edges in the middle more, so the inclines were too sharp. Yeah, you should have like in these sections, should have flattened those areas out, and you'll get a better lighting and better bake and better shadows, in the long run, because we reuse all those things across when we were texturing for it. So yeah, write that on your notes, man. You've learned about 100 things. There's a lot more, man, but yeah, it's cool. Glad you're learning. I mean, I think we already have some really nice contrast coming through. I think it's made a pretty big difference. Let's see. Let's see if we can make a glow. I'm not sure if it's gonna work or not, but we'll try it. Section because there's like little pieces, big pieces, and whatnot. So it might not work for an overall look. Oh, so we actually need a highlight for our browns. This highlight shouldn't be here. But it's actually working out, so we're gonna keep it. And we have our gems. And delete it from there. And grab this one and move it into our browns, which we haven't made a layer for yet. There you go. So the glow's working a little bit, but not sure if it'll be enough for when it gets res down to 256 by 256, man. What filter makes that glow? Just an overlay. Just a screen outer glow. Hey Ogo, what's up? Yeah, we started way earlier, huh? So let's put different glows on different layers here. So we'll make different gem layers. We'll do 3 of them. So the large pieces will be one. Not so much the outer glow, more the inner glow. It should be, yeah, so it eats up more into the intersection of it. And you can mess with the range of it too, so it's more of a gradient. And the other gem one we can actually change so that the outer glow maybe is a gradient as well, but we can push it out a little bit more. Let's take a quick look. This cracks, I'm not sure if this cracks will show up well in game. If they don't, take them out. If they do, awesome. They're kind of like smudged. They actually look smudged. So I think it's just paint that he brushed on himself. Yeah, see? And yeah, that's part of the main model, so we can change that. Same with his face. He just brushed a bunch of paint on his face. But yeah, I think these lighter gems work way better, and you'll get a way better bloomy night effect when you put the self-illumination on them. So if you grab put that same effect over here on this guy's, and that lighter gem it really pops out really nice with this kind of more pastel kind of colors that we're getting into him. It's gonna be really cool, dude. This totem is getting really dark up here. We don't like that. Also, we're getting some of this green creeping in on that layer, which we need to figure out how to clean up. When we have to do that, I kind of hide them. Oh shit! Just hide the glows, and just kind of take a screenshot of that. I'm pointing with my hand. Take a screenshot of this, and then put your layers back on, and then just paste that over the top, so you get rid of this green thing over here. Okay? Really easy. And that way you still keep your order of how all these highlights are actually influencing all the other layers underneath that, and it's super clean and well done. Okay, so at this point we can make a highlight layer. These guys we can throw into, I like to make a folder up here that I call just tools. So any layers that you use for a lot of different things we just throw in there. We'll just give it a random, like just a gray color, whatever. Okay. So you actually had some highlights yourself that you were using. They're kind of obsolete now because we have an actual pretty bright thing going on with our gems. But some of that we can actually push across maybe to our... no. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. Let's see, what color is this? It's just kind of like a... Okay, I see what you did. So let's grab this color. With a soft brush, 40% is fine. We're gonna delete the highlights you had on there. And we're keeping that on top of our everything really, so it gets all those darks at the same time. All right, so now we're gonna paint some actual highlights, and those we can do per layer. Maybe it'll be smarter. So let's do some on your metal, and you can probably take the texture after we do that. You'll be in a really good space. So we'll grab that. Do texture. We'll make it a screen layer. And we'll keep our wireframes on here so we can see where that cuts might go, so we can do a middle ground between the edges that are actually on the model and the normal maps that are making some of our lighting system already there. I'm out of a drink. Shit. Talking a lot today too. Gotta put it on top of the AO. The AO is really drowning it out. Loosely painting some of these details and make them kind of fatter than you usually make them, because this is going to get downscaled quite a bit, so you have to exaggerate every now and then with this Dota things, some of this detail. We'll race away, we're just doing the quick paint over first. So we can either race away or smudge to get some of those gradients a little bit nicer first. So like this guy's right here, I'll just kind of smudge that into place. And same with this guy, smudge a little bit of it, get it nice and smooth. A little less brush strokey. Pull these guys down a little bit. Hint at some change in the way the metal is going in right there. We can erase, let's erase at like 20-30%. Soft brush. One. Oh, way stronger on here. Pretty good? What do you think, enemy? Alright guys, I need to go get myself a drink. Stick around, we'll come back, we're gonna do a little bit more of texture work, some nice little tricks. And yeah, I think it's coming along really well. It's looking promising. I think it's come a long way. I mean, we had a really good start, really good idea, really good model from enemy. We're just really teaching him how to do textures in a really nice, professional way, and hopefully everybody else is learning at the same time. All right, guys. All right, stay tuned. We're on a commercial. We'll be back. Get myself a drink. We'll keep going. This is falling in a pretty good space. Let's line this top part up. I don't like that. It's getting way too dark. I mean, it's already gonna contrast with the how bright these gems are. So let's look at our PS. These highlights are making it really dark as well. So let's see. Let's duplicate it and see if we can do something else with levels. We can get some of the darkest out, and then just darken the rest of it as a whole. I'm highlighting on top here. And we can do fatter highlights, and we can just erase away afterwards. do this fast and have control over your soft brush, just practice with different size brushes, see whichever one's comfortable for you, and you'll eventually get really fast and really comfortable with just brushing some stuff around, some highlights that you're working with. And if you don't like the color that it's doing, or you want to add more of a stronger bounce from something that's nearby, you can just run your brush across it. I got a summer haircut. I don't have a no. I don't have a treat. See, there's nothing. Ah, 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 ah. Nah. All right, come on, lay down. Let's look at our highlights. Alright, so these guys are coming through. The UV is pulling a little bit here. So when you see that kind of stuff, just don't be afraid to go into your model and find that UV. And if you can do it, you straighten that out. See that? It happens because low poly stuff has edges going in different ways, and the bake, it's looking different directions. So sometimes it'll skew some of you straight and some of you roundness out. Yeah, you can just cheat a little bit if you can, and check it out. You end up with a nice straight section right there. And we'll do the gradient across just the brown section. So we'll put the gradient starting down right here. And we'll do, let's see what colors. Oh, I missed the follow. Sorry about that. What's up? Italic, we are working on a community members model for Dota 2 and Elder Titan, and we're doing the texture. We're setting up the texture, redoing the texture, and showing him how to create a professional setup, or at least my professional setup for textures and techniques and little tricks here and there, and so a little bit of color and design theory at the same time. Hey, thanks for the follow, dude. We see you. Alright, so let's see. A little bit of a gradient here. And we're gonna do... let's just test this out. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but we'll just do some purples. And that'll run into our light. And let's see if it works. Now let's change it. Call it a grad highlight. Which way is this facing? This is the middle, the bottom. Okay, so we'll do this in 2 stages, I guess. We'll need a middle ground. Shit. Look at the model. So ideally, you should just be going over to shit. You should head over to the liveworkshop.com. Let me link you all fine people. And go to our tutorials and open up this baking gradients tutorial. And this tutorial is gonna show you how to bake gradient across your entire UVs. I'm gonna mute myself for a second there. And see, it's using Maya, so just install the plugin, and you can set the ceiling and the floor and how strong you want that gradient to be, and you can even add colors like I'm doing right here in this video. I'm adding a purple into a white, which I then multiply into my model, and I can get some nice shadows, so I start combining it with a whole bunch of different layers. So you just try that stuff out, man. So I'll just do it by hand instead of going through Maya and all that stuff, so it's a little faster for the stream. But yeah, so you can see the multiply effect that I'm putting onto the Silvergrass Gorilla Treant that we're doing for Nature's Prophet. And there you can see the result. Right there. Oh shit. See? Sorta. And on the tutorial, I have the link to the plugin, so you just install that and you're good to go. So check that out. But yeah, like I said, I'll just do it by hand real quick in here. And we'll do like a mid purple, I guess. And then we'll move it right back down. So we'll start from here, and we'll run it down to there. And then we'll switch this out, and this color, we'll go from this to that darker purple. Okay, and we'll do that as a separate layer. We'll start from here, and we'll go down to the bottom there. Since you just have a horizontal setup anyways, it's actually really easy. Where's this gem actually? That's right in the middle. Okay. Right in the middle. So I don't really care what side it stays on the gradients. We can just change it really easy. I think Enemy, the plugin, he might have a Max version of it, I don't know. Check it out though. Actually, Max has its own plugin that does that. I've seen it before. My buddy Val uses it. So yeah, just do a search, and there's a plugin that does that, and it might be even built into the new Macs now. So keep an eye out for that. The hell happened to our lair? So we got a little bit of a greenish highlight towards the top there. It's working a little bit, but should probably be smoother into the middle. So we gotta fix that. And we'll erase that. Yeah, 20%. So we make it more of a gradient. With our void. I want to try that. Oh, mine's farther away. Shit. I have to make more emoticons too for the subscribers, man. Totally. Do I know if the TI4 will have a workshop artist display this year, like last year? I don't know yet. I haven't talked to them about it, but I can almost guarantee it, man. It was such a huge success for them and for everybody. People loved it. Valve loved it. We loved it. I'm pretty sure they'll want to bring it back. So hopefully we'll be there for sure. We'll try and make it out and have the booth and show some artwork and progress with other really talented artists from the workshop. This guy's here. I don't know how this will work. Bring it down to 256 or whatever it is. Might be 512. And make sure that these guys don't get pixelated to all sorts of hell. If they do, just remake these guys and just put like maybe 3 symbols on there. And with 3 you should be okay. Just kill them up and make 3, and then from a distance they'll still be pretty cool. Just a heads up. That might get pixelated. I think these guys are in the safe zone. So because you have 3 up here, I guess, just do maybe 1 or 2 over here with maybe a little dot at the bottom. So like maybe what do you have up here? You have a G thing up there. So yeah, maybe this squiggly guy and this bottom guy. Let's kill them up or something. If you need to. If not, then you're cool. You're in a good space. Steve feels alone. No emoticons for you, buddy. One day, man. One day. Side question. Do I want you guys to throw the live workshop logo on your submissions, like on the thumbnails? Yeah, absolutely, sure, if you want, man. Why not? Awesome. Alright, man, that actually came out really good. I wasn't expecting to make it that fast. Like, how long were we streaming for? Like maybe 3 hours, and I was like showing and talking, so it was even slower. So actually it went really fast. We put quite a bit of detail into it. You can just push it even more, add more highlights, maybe work the gradients a little bit better. I didn't have a lot of time to work on those. Yeah, push that across to the other 4 sets, or 4 items for the set. Sir Taranti, man, nice try, dude. We saw you. Trying to sneak by. Come on, man. Tinker items would be amazing. Yeah, we can actually make the gear for the live workshop as one of his items, right? That'd be pretty cool. Been thinking about that for a while. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna save this. Let's package it up and send it your way, actually. So I only have to send you these 2 things. I don't have to send you everything else, because I'm pretty sure you have it. So we're gonna grab that, and we're gonna export OBJ into our models folder. ET OBJs, and these are Siths. Tutor show items. Okay. Okay. Export it. Good, good. And this PSD is gonna be saved. I'm gonna delete your folders because it's gonna increase the size of it. And I actually deleted the normal map by mistake, but you can just throw it in there and keep it as part of your file when you do your exports and your size downs and all those things, man. Yojo Billy Hips, what's up, buddy? We see ya. GoLRT. All the programs that I use are below on the info, so just scroll down, check, read the FAQ, and then check out all our buttons. You can follow us through Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch on here if you haven't followed us yet. The Doctor, what's up, man? And our website, and also some other extras like Better TV that a lot of people don't know about. Better Twitch. It changes the way that Twitch looks. It's a lot prettier. It has a lot of cool options, and it's free. It's a plugin for your browser. So install that. You will not thank me enough for it, man. It's super awesome. I think we need to tell more people about it. So it's right at the bottom. Just scroll down from the stream. You'll check it out. Oh, enemy! Did you visit the live workshop? Did you try to purchase our Phantom Lancer set for Alliance? Check it out, you guys. I thought you were trying to do a refollow there, Doctor. Marcus Johansson, what's up, man? We see ya. Alright, let's change this. What do we got? Some music. We're gonna go back to Ronald Jenkins. Cleanser 1103, what's up, buddy? And Emu96, nice try, bud. Trying to sneak by while we're changing our music. Nice try. Alright, so we're gonna save this. We're good to go. We can delete that. Wasn't used. I'm gonna delete anything that's invisible, because I already did the work for you. Oh, look how pretty that layer is. Oh, I wish more people need to do that. Alright, so I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna close this. This other one that we did, I guess I'll save this too and I'll just send it your way, and then you can just take from it. I can actually probably flatten it. It's just different layers put together, so yeah, I'll do that and I'll save that PSD file. Good stuff, good stuff. Let me make a new zip for you. Whoops. The fuck? No. Okay, doesn't want to open that link. Okay, whatever. Mr. Hitter, what's up? Okay. Do this by modified. There's our head, our back. That's all you need. I'm gonna put those in here. And you need the OBJ. Where did we put that? We put that into our models. Alright, so now there's our SIP. We're gonna copy that and put it into our Green Weaver. What's up, man?